Alright, we're gonna have to adjust the microphone, probably.
Okie doke.
Still getting used to this, though. Here we go, we're live.
I put my phone on vibrate, so we don't have to worry about that.
Here we go.
Yeah, that, like, bar seems to be going a little bit out of whack.
Yeah, we'll full screen, we'll not full screen. Oh.
That should be fine. I don't think it'll interfere with chat.
It'll level out eventually. Let's try to get Nightbot in here.
Have you been having trouble with that? I know for a few streams he wasn't there.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Okay. Nightbot. Join. Rule. Okay.
So you should probably explain why you're having a little bit of an issue here.
So, can I subscribe to myself? I cannot.
That's why it's darkened out.
My laptop broke a couple days ago, so I've been using my iPad in place of it. And this is the first time I'm streaming since it broke. And long story short, it hasn't been the easiest transition. And I've got Rusty here. I've been wanting to continue my Borderlands 3 Revisited, and I've got Rusty here to help with commentary, so it'll be more of a podcast. Rusty, you want to introduce yourself, even though you've been on the channel a couple of times before?
Hey guys, it's me, Rusty.
We do have a separate podcast that we've got to get back to recording. Maybe we should backlog some episodes.
Yeah, I'll have to download the thing on my computer.
All right, you want me to?
And then we'll try that out later.
Yeah. So it's already been a couple of minutes. I don't know. On my laptop, it would show me. We started at like 9:47. So like it's been a minute or two.
Oh yeah, that's weird. It doesn't say. Maybe pop down the menu.
Blam. Started stream. Okay, there we go.
I don't know how long it'll take to refresh.
I'm just gonna start playing again. So last time I played this, I've completed all of Promethea in one stream. So we're gonna do the same thing with Eden 6. This should take me like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
I gotta remember what build. Okay, infinite ammo build.
It's actually a little bit longer than our normal podcast.
It is. Here, we got Nightbot already.
Hey, that's a good sign.
So if you want to watch all the cutscenes and whatever,
there's definitely walkthroughs for that.
Well, I also did my first blind playthrough. Remember?
Oh yeah, I was there for the first, I think, part or so.
Yeah, you were there for the first episode.
Yeah, I remember going with you to go pick up the game.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, we got Wendy's or something.
I can't remember. No, we got you. No, that was a different time.
Arby's. We got Arby's.
I was gonna say we got Chipotle, but that was a different time. And then we watched the Broly movie abridged.
Yeah. So if you guys want to watch if you want to see all the cutscenes and hear all the dialogue, I'm gonna be like casual speedrunning this because I've played through the game so many bloody times.
Yeah, you always like to play through the Borderlands games a lot.
Well, they're made for a lot of replayability. They're so much fun. There's so many different play styles. Borderlands 2, I played to the point where I can't play it anymore because it's so boring. It's like Skyrim.
Yeah, you've discovered every possible path.
No, I did. I 100%ed Borderlands on my Xbox 360, and then again when the Handsome Collection was released on the PS4.
I love that guy's hair.
Wainwright Jacobs, I love him.
Does he also have like a bald spot?
Yes, he does have a huge bald spot.
So,
Hammerlock in the most recent DLC for this, you can kind of clip into his hat and see that he's got a big bald spot.
Nice.
Nowhere near like Jacobs. It's like his the entire top of his head. He's still got like the ring. Like he's still got like the back and the sides. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a creeper.
Kind of, yeah, sure.
I like the General Grievous cycle. Except General Grievous's one has legs, and I think it lacks... Those appeared to be shotguns?
They are like machine guns.
Ah, okay.
Of sort.
I just saw a thick gun. Ooh. And my brain recognized it as shotgun.
Yeah. I chose this game because, like, I've played through it so many times, there's so little effort involved.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a passive thing. I know what you mean.
Pink Nightmares here. Is there a way to increase the text size? I mean, I can see it just fine. What about you?
Yeah, I can see it fine.
Okay.
I have to like turn a little bit.
Yeah.
That's no big deal.
We'll work out all the kinks eventually.
Why are those shining lights in the distance?
They're like lights for the no. They're
Oh, okay, so it's an actual building.
Yeah, those are like that's a prison. It's called the Anvil. We'll be going there in just a minute. Let me see what guns I have. I have a sniper. That's not good. I think that's the.
Are they throwing stick grenades?
They're throwing bundles of dynamite.
Even better.
You can actually play as a psycho in Borderlands 2. That was one of the DLCs.
Oh, that's cool.
And he had a move that replaced the regular fight for your life. He had a skill that replaced that, and instead of crawling with your gun, you would throw sticks of dynamite, and when the timer ran out, you would hold the bundle over your head and just detonate.
Would you jib?
No. Unfortunately not. If you killed an enemy with that final explosion, you would revive instead of just dying.
I love it in games whenever it shows you dead, but it doesn't just leave it at that. You can be like jibbed. Like in the Doom games, whenever you die,
you can be jibbed in Doom.
Yeah, you can be jibbed in Doom. Like I was watching Vinny play, and he was fighting against a Caco demon, but he was dumb, so he didn't keep it at a range. Because Caco demons have big old bites, and they'll take like 2 or 3, and then you're dead. And he got jibbed by a Caco demon, and it was like, I was like, whoa, because I didn't know that. I can't remember if you can get jibbed in Doom 2016 or not, but I really liked 2016. Doom 2016 was a fun game, and I only got the chance to play it relatively recently. I played it quite a bit over the summer, because, you know, boy Jesse game shared it with me.
Does it look like Wainwright is like stone? His eyes look a little red.
Yeah, his eyes look a little red. It looks like he is on like a swamp planet, so I imagine it'll be pretty good for growing some dank.
Growing some dank.
Rolling a carpet joint. Oh, should we talk about the toaster ovens?
I think enough time has passed.
Okay, so Gavin and I, I wouldn't say we flip houses. We just kind of do the work so then it can be.
We help my grandparents flip houses.
Yeah, and at the most recent house.
Toaster ovens?
Yeah, at the most recent house, there was a ridiculous amount of toaster ovens.
There was an old lady living there, and she has items from like she's a
That stove was definitely from like the 50s.
Yeah, like everything was like from the 50s. There was a fridge in the basement from the 50s, the stove, the dishwasher, everything. This lady had at least 11 toaster ovens total.
It was whack. It was insane.
It was ridiculous. What?
Yeah, 11 toaster ovens. I'd say that's a little bit of overkill.
I'd say like 1 or 2 is ample.
I think that the weirdest part, some of the plugs were snipped. Like, some of the wires were snipped out the back. It's like, what? Is it like a reminder that it doesn't work, even though it's not in the kitchen, so obviously it doesn't work?
Dude, I actually checked them out the first day we went to the house, and there was like mold or something in one of them.
Oh!
Yeah.
There's a lot of mold in that basement.
I think one of them was burnt, too. Like, burnt from the inside. So something
She's
was
been like I said, she's been putting aluminum foil in there.
she's microwaving her soup cans.
I really like the idea of that. Just some senile old woman putting a whole can of soup right in the microwave. I won't have to wait for my ravioli.
I actually made a mistake. I respawned my vehicle instead of teleporting to it, so we're gonna have to take the long way. Even though there's still a lot of dialogue, and this shaves off a lot of time. I'm sure we'll be there before we're able to go into the Anvil anyway.
Yeah. Meat Slab. That's a fun name. Team's Muscle Meat Slab. Is he a one-off character? Or do you
No. What? This isn't really a spoiler. In Borderlands 1, you play as characters that are now very... Borderlands likes to make characters, and then in the next game, they're NPCs.
I remember seeing Zero.
Yeah, Zero and Maya are big characters in this game. Even though Maya The game's been out for like a year now, almost.
Doesn't Maya die?
Maya dies.
Yeah, I thought so.
She's turned to dust.
Yep, I was gonna say, gone, reduced to atoms. It's a timely joke.
So, the original crew was Roland, Lilith, Brick, and Mordecai. Brick and Mordecai are here.
They are recurring characters, right?
Yes.
I remember seeing them in Borderlands 2 a lot.
Yes, they are very important characters. Roland dies around the end of Borderlands 2. Spoiler alert, the game's been out for like almost a decade now, I think.
I love how interconnected everything is.
Oh yeah, I love the lore of
That's
Borderlands.
great.
I love Borderlands lore so much. Krieg actually gets a cameo. He doesn't appear, but you get to hear some audio logs from him, and like there's like an old cave that you can find late game where you can do some side missions. And it's like Krieg is a psycho, but like he still has his sane voice. Did my game crash? Or is it loading?
Oh,
Okay.
it was loading. Sometimes you have that moment with like Fallout 4 too, especially when the mods kick in.
Krieg is a psycho, but like you can still hear his sane voice sometimes while you're playing the game. And you get to hear
like a Deadpool type thing.
Yeah. You get to hear the conversations.
I love that. That's cool.
Oh, dude! I forgot. There's a mini event going on right now. So there's gonna be a bunch of these little loot tinks, and they're gonna spit out money and probably a few legendaries.
That's a lot of money.
Which is not. Yeah.
Holy cow!
There's 3 or 4 legendaries in there. It's not as fun as the game normally would be. Because they just give it to you. If I can get a Lucian's Call, that would be amazing.
Lucian's Call?
Critical hits restore bullets to your magazine, and they ricochet to enemies.
Wow.
Yeah, Lucian's Call is super good for... oh, the Ogre? That's okay. That's a really good one. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot?
WTF.
I don't know about Barrage.
Engulfing Crovey?
I don't know about the Ogre either. Oh, it's better than my current assault rifle. That one is
You're getting tapped, my boy.
It's fine. Moze is really good. Whenever I get health gate, I just go into the mech. Do you know what health gate means? Does that mean anything to you?
No, what does it mean?
In Borderlands, they have a mechanic so that you don't get one shot. It stops at like 20% health for a second so that you can like breathe. So it's not like if I'm level 18 now, if I were to join a level 50 friend, I could not get one-shotted. I would be health gated and then killed.
Okay.
So like there's a momentary pause between being critical and dying.
Okay, I got it.
I've been working on a shield Moze, and I think I have a really good relic. She has a skill that reduces her max health, but increases her shield by the same %. And usually shields are more than your health by default. So, like, she has 33% health, but, like, her shield has been increased by 66%.
Did he just throw a hammer and jib somebody?
He did. He jibbed somebody and... Brick is awesome. There's another loot tank. And there's another one over there.
It's kind of like Marcus from Gears of War, but like if he did nothing but roids.
What's that? Jackhammer? I'm not a fan of Jackhammer.
I love him. He just yump and he throw a hammer and jib. That was awesome.
We gotta catch these guys because they'll dig portals and they'll get away.
Dig portals?
Yeah,
that sounds whack.
They'll dig portals. Sometimes you destroy their backpack. The Butcher, that's good. Butcher's good. The Monocle...
Oh, yeah. It's just not bot.
The Monocle is not good for Moze. She's not a sniper. He got stuck on the loot tank.
I love it whenever enemies collide with each other. I think one of my favorite parts... Oh, okay. Back to what I was saying. One of my favorite parts about Doom is that the monsters infight. And so you can literally just like, if you're like half the arena away from a few demons, you will watch them as they shoot at each other. And it's like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Enemies in this game don't fight each other, but if an enemy does splash damage,
it will damage the people around
them. Yes, it can hurt other enemies.
Ah.
Oh man.
You got away. The loot point.
One mechanic I like about this game, which they did make this Borderlands like way easier. if you damage an enemy and another enemy kills them, you still get the revive.
Nice.
Same thing with like suicide enemies. Same thing with suicide enemies. I don't agree with it.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
It's only Brick that can do that though.
That's great. Oh, not even like what's her name, Amara?
Yes, Amara, the big punch siren.
Yes.
I love her. She's one of my favorites.
I love the idea of just like big punch arms like behind you, like you're some sort of Hindu god.
We're getting a lot of shields. That's good. That's really good. The Unforgiven. I don't think I've had that yet.
Shredder Fanatic. Was he a big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The joke hurt coming out. I figured I would get a response like that from you.
It sounded painful. Oh, this is a legendary gun. Tediore guns, when you reload them, you just throw them. And in this game, they completely overhauled it. And this legendary gun spawns a little brain spider that will scuttle around and blow up near an enemy.
It's pretty neat.
And I...
Oh.
Yeah, you see it?
Oh.
I love him. He's disgusting.
Oh, yes. Very.
Look at you. Oh, this game is amazing.
Yes, it is. Devout Fanatic.
I know
That's double fan.
I think they're just,
I like how he just punches.
Brick? Oh, yeah.
Brick does not use gun. He uses fists.
Brick was actually terrible. The first game, I played Borderlands 2 first, which it is kind of a standalone game. You kind of do need some knowledge of the Destroyer. But basically, it's Cthulhu God inside of the planet. And they really do expand upon the Destroyer in this game.
I remember watching you play Borderlands Part 2. I think I watched your whole stream of Borderlands 2. Because I wanted to know what was going on before went into this one. Even though it's kind of standalone, but there's a lot of characters that have been from the franchise.
All the recurring characters you're not going to understand unless you've played the past games.
Yeah.
But other than that, they are pretty standalone.
Like getting to see more of like Lilith and people like that.
Maggie's fine.
Okay, so Christian, you know how he plays the bass? There's a song called Maggie's Farm. I think it was originally by Bob Dylan, but there's a Rage Against the Machine cover. And anytime I'm listening to music with him, he always plays the bass line to Maggie's Farm at some time. So it's just like we're listening to like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something, and he'll be like dun 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 dun, and I'll look at him, and he will have this smug grin on his face, knowing that he has ruined my vibe.
That's my boy.
I'm shaking my head, chat. I don't know if you can see. You cannot see.
Because
unless you're spying on us, in which case that's no, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's not comfortable for anyone.
I was gonna say something, but I held back.
I don't want to know, do I? She can feel the head shaking.
Definitely. Can you look at Brick again?
What about him?
What's up with his like crotch? It's just like a lump.
Yes, Rusty. That's.
I don't like.
That's what
he skipped leg day.
That's what a man's crotch is. It's just a lump.
But it looks like he's got a fanny pack in there. I guess you could say he's packing.
Rusty, shut up. If I could murder you right now, I would. Wait, that's illegal, isn't it? Like saying that you would murder someone.
I don't know. I'm not gonna call the police on you.
Okay, cool.
I ain't no narc. I think I've threatened to kill all of my friends at one point or another. I think
that's just like a rite of passage.
Yes.
Like once you
know you're tight whenever you can threaten to kill your homie and he will be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, once you can facepalm emoji. Once you can threaten to kill somebody and they're not offended, and like you guys have had some good times, because like you remember Jimmy from school, big kid. Yeah. We threatened to mess him up a few times and we did not like him at all. What?
You just so upfront about it.
What am I supposed to do? We're supposed to act like we did like him?
I think that the only one of my friends I've never threatened to kill was Jesse. Actually, thinking about it, I've definitely threatened him at least once. I cannot remember a specific instance. I've definitely told him.
Rusty, would we be able to get like all the bros together and have like a huge Minecraft party? Like an online.
I need to
Minecraft
navigate
party?
this. I need to consult. I don't actually.
If
Pretty sure Alan would be up for it.
Dude, if everyone had a headset and we could get a stable connection from everyone, we could stream it.
I don't know. I think I would rather not stream because if it's all the boys, then.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some
swears
vulgar.
afoot.
Yeah, there's gonna be some vulgarity and stuff. You're a bro. Yes, you are a bro.
Yeah.
Link.
Feel free to join in.
Yeah. Bro, I don't have any really good guns yet. I mean, the ogre is fine, but I have to level up to use it. I think it's 19 or 20.
How was he called a sapper?
He had something. Watch your heckin' mouth, Pink.
Yeah, no swearsins.
The only time I swear on stream.
He jibbed that guy.
Yeah, it's super easy to jib in this game. I love it.
That's great.
As far as I know, like I might have done it once or twice and like just not noticed it. But when I consciously swear, it's only in
oh, shot.
heck. When I consciously swear in this game, it's only like in this context. There's a badass tank. There's a badass enemy, because that's a type of enemy.
It makes me want to say.
I know it does.
So it's so close.
I know, Rusty.
So close, but so far.
Dangerous Super Ball? Why am I getting so many bad legendaries? I'm dumb. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We're all
dude.
dumb here.
It's fine. It wasn't as bad as, what was it, Alan's cousin who came onto my stream and put the N-word in chat?
Oh, yeah!
Oh my god.
That was whack.
I was really upset about that.
I think we had to ban him.
I did, immediately.
It's just the line must be drawn here!
Oh, there's another loot tank! The male dude's scuttling.
Stomp him. Yeah. Get that tank's loot.
This is not okay. I don't like this mini event at all.
You know?
No, one of these.
Just it makes everything so easy.
Yeah, there's just, you get so many legendaries. Like my inventory is full.
Well, like, there are worse problems to have.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Look, there's like 3, 4 more. Is that a Lucian's Call?
That's what you were looking for. Upside is that if you kill enough loot tanks, eventually you're gonna find what you want.
Okay, we dropped this terrible pistol. This is cryo too, so that's gonna slow down enemies.
Ooh.
Vanquisher, another Lucian's Call. Okay, let's pick that one up.
2 for 1 combo.
Let's pick that one up and compare the two, because chances
that
are
thing called a tax return shield.
A foursome, yes.
That's great.
The
Transformer.
2 Lucian's Calls, right here. Compare. I can't compare over-leveled items. 35, 51... They are identical. They are identical Lucian Calls.
Nice. Your cryokinesis is like one of my favorite powers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In like fiction.
It's mine too. If I could control any element...
What Alan, I think, has asked the question multiple times. If we could learn one school of magic.
I would definitely... If it had to be like one specific element, cryokinesis.
I think I would want to do electrokinesis.
That'd be pretty neat.
I guess it also like depends on your definition, because if we're sticking with the 4 like alchemical elements, you know, earth, wind, fire,
that's
water.
never happened to me.
What?
Getting launched up like that.
That was pretty epic.
I
thought you jumped.
An impaler? That's not bad. The impaler, like, whenever you're shot, it fires spikes at an enemy.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Health shock is not good. The damned sawbar? I've never used it.
But like, if we're counting the original like 4, like chemical elements, you know, earth, wind,
Yeah.
water, and fire, And I think I would probably have to pick, like, fire or earth. Because I always thought it would be cool to just, like, make rock stuff happen.
Shouldn't take any other assault rifles. Because the Lucian's Call is super good for those.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude just took out my mech like nothing.
Yeah, no. I saw springs fall off. This guy's making Brick look tiny.
Yeah.
Did he just launch him? You said Brick is the only person who could launch people like that?
Yes, as far as I know. Amara can do it, but only when she has like a melee augment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff about the Borderlands games.
Dude, Brick's going ghost!
Jesus. Can I like level up?
That was astonishing. That was whack. He walked halfway up the thing and then he just jumped through it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it whenever games forget how physics works.
I'm gonna crack into my snacks.
Crack into the snack? Slap into a Slim Jim.
I'm gonna crack into my Mike and Ikes, which are probably gonna create a lot of havoc for the stream chat. I'll try to be quiet with these, but these are not exactly movie theater. Stop! I hate you with a passion.
Oh, I can't find the opening. There it is. Smell the white chocolate.
And right here is one of my top favorite characters in all of fiction. Well, all of Borderlands.
I will now read the crimes of the condemned. You kidnapped my... You moved. Whatever.
Rusty, did I tell you she's legal in this game?
I think you did. I think that was one of the first things we talked about.
She is 19 now.
What's up? So we freeing this hammerlock guy or what?
Don't worry, chat. It's we're allowed to do what we want, okay?
Now it's okay.
Yeah, we're both legal.
But shit got complicated, and some bandits took my bomb. So,
I thought that was just a circle with the letter B on it, but I looked and it was a skull.
full disclosure.
I was confused.
Rusty, I think you're dumb.
No, the skull parts are very tiny. It's very big on the chrome dome.
I know this place got the toppings I need somewhere.
I got so many level 20 gear.
What's
wanna
that
keep
pink thing?
This, the Maggie, it's like imagine a shotgun but compressed into a pistol. And you can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger.
That is whack.
Yeah, the Maggie's pretty good. I've been thinking about getting one for Flak. Because Jacob weapons excel when you can get critical hits. And Flak legitimately has a skill that gives you a 20% chance that any shot will be critical hit.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, there are some crazy builds on this game.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to crinkle one last time.
That's fine.
The bottom is a little cave.
Yeah, whatever. Make your excuses.
No, I'm serious.
Whatever.
The first time it was a goof. This time it's real.
The first time it was a goof. Alright, what can we get now?
I love.
How about
I love it whenever characters have one big arm and then one tiny arm.
Oh, dude,
it looks super silly.
Dude, I want a bitch. Give me one of those.
Huh?
It's a legendary shotgun. Or, not shotgun, SMG. It has, like, pathetic damage, but, like, plus 400% crit damage or something
That's
like
pretty
that.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You threw down a brain.
Who's low on health? I don't know.
Guess I'll die. Is your gun clipping into the ground or is it missing textures?
It was clipping.
Okay.
Gavin has a death wish with upon anyone with a wrapper. The only reason I threatened to kill you is because you were opening.
And I crinkled it super hard.
We played Call of Duty the other night, and she had like a little Debbie snack cake or something, and she held it up to her headset, and she went.
That's the best. That's the best. If you cannot troll someone with a wrapper, then
I've never
What
seen
can you do?
I've never seen Tina out here or in combat, but I really like that.
Okay. I thought you were going to comment on more than just that, but I'm happy you kept it to just the pistol.
Well, what else would I commented on?
Other things
Like what?
about Tina? I think it's better if I
Yeah.
leave.
Rusty, I can't be focusing on things like butts all the time, even though I do.
So now you focus on guns and butts.
Yes.
That's a combo. If I'm honest, that's
Boy,
that's pretty great.
if that isn't America in 2 words.
Guns and butts.
Yeah,
But
man.
don't forget about apple pie.
Guns, butts, sodas, and apple pie.
That sounds like a great time, dude. Bro, if you tell me that there's a party and there's guns, butts, soda, and apple pie, I am there.
Oh, absolutely. You'd be crazy not to go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna break some hearts here. I'm not a big fan of pie.
Yeah. I like coconut cream pie. But
then again, I haven't had a whole lot of different pies.
Not too keen on the fruit pies.
Yeah, no, I have had apple and pumpkin pie. I despise
I do
them.
like pumpkin pie. Depending on who makes it. Like my grandma makes really good pumpkin pie.
What about store bought?
Your mileage may vary. It depends on like a variety of things, like how fresh it is, and you know who made it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But I really like coconut cream pie.
In honor of my man.
Well, it was weird.
Yeah, it's sometimes oh, there we go. Pumpkin pie and chocolate pie. I could probably get behind a chocolate pie.
Chocolate pie is fine.
I don't have a whole lot of pie. I would love to try a chocolate one.
One thing that I do like more than cake and pie together is cheesecake. I love cheesecake.
I'm not a big fan of cheesecake.
But the one thing, I think that my favorite dessert is brownies.
I am a big fan of cheesecake.
He is pretty cool.
He is. His second form isn't as good in the game, but even though Zach tried so hard to prove. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Oh yes.
So the weekend that My Hero, the weekend that My Hero One's Justice 2 came out, or no, the day of, right?
Yeah. Because after we streamed it, we spent like the whole day hanging out, and then we went to my place.
We went to Rusty's place, and we had a couple of other friends over, Alan and Zach. And when Zach came over, he loves to play either bad characters or he likes to be obnoxious. He chose the worst character on the roster, and he's like, "Man, I keep losing."
He said I'm gonna try and prove you guys that there is some value to him. And we were like, no! Every fight you're in, you've lost! And he literally went through like 6 or 7 fights before eventually giving up.
Looking at this from like not even like an opinion standpoint, I was trying to justify it with the terrible frame data and movement speed.
Yeah, and remember, I think he maybe got like half a health bar on me whenever I was Nobu.
For those of you who don't know what frame data is, it is how fast you start attacks and how long it takes to recover. It's
basically the space between the command, the attack, and the recovery.
Yes, yeah. It's like the startup of the attack, the active frames in which they would deal damage, and the recovery to where it takes you to be able to do other moves.
All in all, I think that for some reason, I was seeing a lot of people talking trash on One's Justice 2. But One's Justice 2 is probably the most one of the best times I've had in a fighting game in recent memory.
I think One's Justice 2, the story was terrible. The story mode was awful. But
just the fights.
Yeah, the roster they really improved upon. The controls feel a bit better.
The graphics look better too. It looks a little bit less heavily cell shaded.
Yeah,
and a little bit more just like.
The customization was overhauled. My only disappointment is that there was not. It wasn't like Mortal Kombat where every character got a slightly different moveset this time around.
I don't know, I'm kind of happy that they stuck with the same movesets. So then you can just pick up where you left off with the character.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But, they still have how many more DLC characters?
I don't think they've released any. I think they're doing.
No, I mean like announced.
Oh, Mortal Kombat?
No. One's just as stupid. No, they didn't. They said that they were doing a number of characters. They didn't say which characters.
I think like 4 or 5.
I want Hawks.
I
love Hawks.
Well, sure.
I watched a video about Hawks,
Is
and
that
I got some spoiler material.
Hyper focus.
I will not tell you though.
Okay.
I want you to watch it yourself whenever it
Yeah, I would
anime.
I would neuter you if you spoiled some anime for me.
It's whack, bro. I'll tell you what, I was kind of right with the outro though. That's all I'm gonna say. Psycho too. That makes him different from the normal ones. How?
He's only melee, and there's no guns.
Ah. Dude just got an RPG. Is that shooting 2 at once?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I almost had to burp, and then it just kind of stuck in my chest. You ever had that happen?
Yeah.
That's gross. The guns in this game. One thing I have to give to it, like, personally, I'm kind of indifferent to it. I have interest in it, but I'm not like dedicated.
What do you mean? What specifically?
The guns in this have a lot of cool variation.
Yep.
And I really like the designs for the guns too. But like, Moxie. Sorry, I am really distracted.
The Donkey Dog.
That cough was an actual cough, by the way.
I did not. I thought you were gonna follow
I
it up.
huffed some pretzel.
I thought you were gonna follow it up.
I
with
was going to just straight up say I am easily distracted by females.
Isn't everyone? Even females?
I guess.
Even if it's not like an attracted distraction.
It's like Susie.
Oh my god! Look at her butt. And then I like big butts and I cannot lie. Yeah, the best came from them.
We get it.
Get sprung.
We get it, Gavin.
I wish I could continue on, but that's like the only part anyone knows of that song.
Exactly. Except for whenever they sampled it for Nicki Minaj's song. What was it, Anaconda or something like that?
Yeah.
It's just a song
My
about
Anaconda don't want none unless you got
synthetic bottom.
Her synthetic bottom.
Yeah, you look at that thing, you know that's not real. No way. No way.
Rusty, I think you're gonna like this next boss. So like after I kill these next few enemies.
Is it a big boy?
It is a big boy.
I think I remember watching you fight a big boy once or twice, and he kept on getting back up, and you were wondering if there was a problem with the game. I cannot remember. He had like a tiny head or something like that. I remember being weirded out by his design, or he kept on dropping loot after you would kill him, and they would get back up. Or something like that, I can't remember. There was something weird afoot.
I don't have anything good for taking these guys out yet. Once I level up and I get that Lucian's call, everything's gonna... Yeah.
Oh, it's like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Oh, it's the same way in that game. I love it whenever I die midair, and then I just kind of like, you stay the same pose as you fall. It's the best.
I think the only thing that I didn't like about this game, compared to the last ones, is that you don't ragdoll when you die. The characters have like preset death poses.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. I guess it's also kind of funny.
When a girl walks in with
no!
in your face, you get sprung. My Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns on. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very...
None of this.
Thank you for finishing that. I could keep going, but I'll... No, keep going, keep going.
No. Don't listen to him. He's the devil on your shoulder. Listen to the angel. Which typically isn't me. It is me now.
We have 3 people watching now.
Oh boy.
New record.
What is the most viewers that you've had?
At one time?
Yeah.
I think I had like 20 or something. Like when me and Exel were still really close, he would end his streams.
Oh yeah.
Like right around the time I started.
Yeah.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Funny thing is, one of the antagonists of this game is named Troy. And I would not doubt if he came from somewhere that is like Detroit. Well, Pandora is kind of like Detroit, the planet. I sent Rusty a meme this morning.
Oh, yes! Yes!
I sent Rusty a meme this morning. It's like, one of the memes that I really love that's come up is like, you can't have anything in Detroit, so it's like, dude stole my physical form, you can't have crap in Detroit. And I don't know why, but the physical form one really got me.
It's whenever you get existential, it makes things so much funnier. Like whenever you incorporate like the gaping maw of the abyss or something like that into
Big old dealer money, he was getting some coins.
Stop! I beg of you!
Thank you, I appreciate this.
Oh, I love how it takes a second for everything to render in.
Yeah.
Has he got a robot eye?
Yeah.
Oh! Chunky.
Mm-hmm.
Eats rocks. I like that. You know you're a good character if that's a standout feature of you. He's got some boy boobs. I was gonna say another thing, but that would be a little. This is a little bit less vulgar than that.
It was a shootouts with the law, but he lived in a palace.
Living in an Amish paradise.
Alright, no, stop that. Weird Al is where I draw the line.
Do you remember whenever they used Gangster's Paradise in the first Sonic trailer?
Yeah!
And then he says, gotta go fast.
Why was Gangster's Paradise?
I don't know.
Why was that even a thought for the Sonic trailer?
What is Sonic in the Hood now?
Okay, but if you haven't seen that Sonic movie,
It's pretty great.
it's amazing.
I had a very fun time watching that.
I think I only enjoyed it so much because I went in with no expectations.
Yeah, after the trailers and stuff, I was kind of like, ugh. But then the redesign, I saw the redesign, it gave me a little bit of hope. But I still thought, you know, even if it looks good, it's probably still going to be a poo-poo movie.
Okay, I appreciate you going on with the song, but I'm not going to read anymore because I'm in a boss battle.
And we're talking about Sonic.
I remember the first time we played through this, she was making jokes about this, she was making jokes about this being Roadhog.
Oh, yes, I remember
He was
that.
like super buffed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, meta shattering. Doomfist, get out of here. There's a new big boy in town. His name is Roadhog and he has biceps on his biceps now.
What? No, Doomfist came after Roadhog.
I know. He's big Roadhog. This is Roadhog 2.0.
Highway Dog.
Highway Dog. Whoa!
Yeah, he gets too fat.
It's like a little roll.
Oh, his upper body was in the ground for a minute.
Oh, that's great. That's pretty neat.
Oh, okay.
How long have we been going?
Since 9:47, almost an hour.
I'm very happy that this man has robotic limbs.
He's got a robotic arm, a robotic leg, and a robotic eye.
It's one of my favorite parts whenever it comes to character design, whenever they have like cybernetic prosthetics.
Uh-huh.
I love that. That's great. Like, that's probably one of my favorite design parts of like Venom Snake's design is one, the eye patch, and then two, Robo hand.
That can
cool.
detach and
Yes.
punch people from a distance.
And this is another one of my favorite things, Rocket Punch. I love Rocket Punch. That's so cool. It's what if punch but range? it's the best. Nero has that too.
Mhm.
And Nero is really cool. I love Nero. I still need to play DMC5.
The villagers are singing?
Oh, Drophy posted an Animal Crossing video, and I really liked it. It was nice and cute, and Nathan kept on pulling out a spider. Julia does not like the spider, the tarantula, and Nathan kept on pulling it out and showing it right at the camera. Or, you just call it a camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quote unquote. And that's what I call it. Anytime there's a perspective in a game, I just call it camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I'm familiar with. Those trees look kind of like giant leeks.
I'm choking on Mike and Ike right now.
I have to withhold myself.
Vault Hunter, I am Baroness Aurelia,
I redact that statement.
CEO of the Jacobs Corporation. I've just been informed
Naughty
that
Peak.
you rescued my brother. Disappointing. It's a
Naughty
family affair,
Peak.
and you've no
Shut up.
business interfering.
I hate you.
So that said, Vault Hunters are nothing more than halls.
I just came up with a bad joke.
Don't say it.
I wonder what happens at the climax of the Naughty Peak.
I hate you.
Oh, 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 oh. I love his parachute pants. As I design more characters, I noticed I accidentally give most of them, like, cargo pants.
Now I am truly in your debt.
Like military pants. You okay?
Yep.
I can't see that. What is that?
It's a little laughing emoji.
Oh, okay.
That damn harpy.
That damn harpy. I love Wainwright.
Yeah, he's got a nice voice. That Louisiana accent. Quite unique. Why do you wait for it to go down?
It's more fun.
I was gonna... Doesn't Reggie have like a quote about fun? If it's not fun, something or other. I can't remember.
Richie who?
He's a, you know, former CEO or president of Nintendo of America.
Yeah.
If it's not fun, why bother?
There you go. I'm busy playing Animal Crossing on my Nintendo
Now, if you'll excuse
3DS.
me, I'm gonna get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.
No Johns. That's another one that I see very frequently.
I think that one of my favorite... You remember whenever it was Reggie named Smash characters?
What was it? Muscle Dylan.
Yeah, Muscle Dylan. Was that Ryu?
That was Ryu.
Little Mac?
It was Ryu who was Muscle Dylan. Obviously, that's not true. That's just like edited voice clips, but it's still hilarious.
That's great.
Dude,
oh, man.
You know what would be awesome? I gotta get my grandma to do Smash characters. We gotta get my family to do all the Smash characters.
Yes.
To name them all. Obviously, there's a few they'd get like Mario and Pikachu, but like.
I kind of want to do one of those videos where I show you a JoJo stand and you have to guess it.
There's no way that's happening.
Why not?
Because how am I supposed to guess it?
I'll show you ones that are tarot cards.
I don't know tarot cards.
Well, you can guess.
You can move your body freely.
You can move your body freely, that's for sure.
No controller holding you down.
That's not racist. We're just making fun of the guy.
It's
not
accent
his
humor.
Yes, exactly. We're making fun of the way he speaks, not the person he is.
Yeah. The loot tank doesn't have a backpack on.
I'm sure there's a video I found where it's this Asian fellow. He says, "Bobby, look, I'm an American." He like opens up his eyes. He says, "Can I pay with that with my credit card?" Do you have any of this non-dairy? Anything gluten-free.
That's good.
I love it. I love it a lot.
That's really good.
It's almost as good as the bird one. Almost as good as. Should we explain it, or should I just say to look it up?
What is it?
3 birds. The 3 women.
Oh no! You cannot explain that and do it justice. Look it up.
It's just look up. I think the video is called Oblivion NPC Dialogue, and the thumbnail is this sweaty African American fellow.
Oh, Flacker's good.
And he's walking up on the dude holding the camera.
Flacker's good. The only problem is I'm not building an explosive build.
That spooked me. Whenever it downed you and then it rotated the camera, you looked up and it's just a dude swinging a wrench wildly at you.
I think Woodblocker is terrible. But
Woodblocker.
Anyway.
Woodblocker.
Oh, is that supposed to be the joke?
I think so.
Oh.
Because wood is like.
Yes.
Remember whenever you had a location called Morning Wood? Or Morning Woods.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes, everyone laughed at it.
You came up with a sad backstory for it, and we still laughed at it.
Yes, you guys are Either insensitive or immature. Well, we're all a little insensitive.
I think it's some combination in thereof. It's not mutually exclusive. There is definitely some sort of hybridization happening there. Where are they called fanatic? Oh, never mind. Because they're obsessed with the
Great Vault.
Oh, okay.
They're in a religion called the Children of the Vault.
Oh,
In
they're
the
like
whole,
children of the atom.
Sure. The whole purpose of this cult is to get two whiny teenagers the power of God so they can consume the universe because...
Okay. I was gonna say they were
no, Rusty, let me explain to you how stupid their backstory is.
Feel free to go on a tangent. I go on plenty of tangents to you.
Their backstory, they want to consume, they want to become gods so that they can consume the universe.
Why do they want to consume the universe?
Because their dad kept them at home because their powers are to leech life from anything.
That's just Rogue from the X-Men.
Is Rogue a bad guy?
No, because she got picked up by the X-Men, and so she got turned into a good guy.
Well, the Calypsos are bad because their dad was being protective of the rest of the universe.
Well, I guess Rogue is, she was a bad guy for a time, and she, like, sort of absorbed all of Captain Marvel, or at the time, her name was Ms. Marvel, absorbed all of her, like, life force. And so, for a while, Rogue just had the passive powers of Captain Marvel.
Is Rogue your favorite, Pink? Is Rusty Thrashing one of your favorite characters?
I'm not thrashing Rogue, I'm just telling, like...
Why do I have a level 4 tidal wave? I have a level 4... I can't use Lucian's Call.
Stimulating rock-hard flogger.
Do not question anything. The Torg weapons are often innuendous.
Nice. Null pointer.
Give me...
Is it because the two gun guys are gay?
Butcher. What? What are you talking about? Wainwright Jacobs is gay.
Oh.
Mr. Torg is not.
Okay, I know that. I just know that there are two guys who are gay, and at least one of them does gun things.
I'm thinking Barrage might be a little better.
His belly undulated before he fell over.
Oh, both modes are just burst fire. Oh, this is actually really good. I like
His
this.
coconut gun. It fires in spurts.
If he shoots ya, you'll probably die.
And then there's Funky. He's dead.
DK!
Vinny showed that on stream once.
That's awesome.
I think the part that makes me most uncomfortable is the part about Diddy.
Yeah!
Because he's just like sexually frustrated.
I don't like that on my stream. I really don't. I disapprove.
Technically, I'm not violating any terms of service.
You're not violating anything. You're not breaking any of my rules or YouTube's. I don't know if I want to be associated with you.
That's not the first time you've said that.
ASMD, a Cryo Butcher.
Molten Phaser?
Phasor?
Phasor?
Set
Sure.
phasers to kill? That actually might be good.
Instant kill mode. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember whenever Spider-Man just like gave up and had no qualms just butchering a bunch of people? Well, I guess they weren't people, they were like animals, but still.
Yeah, they were like subhuman almost.
They were just like weird aliens. They didn't even explain why they were there, they were just kind of there. It was just like, oh yeah, I guess Thanos would just have a standing army of bestial, uncontrollable things. Because why not?
Because it's funny, that's why. And he turns himself into a pickle.
He snaps his fingers.
Funniest crap.
Pickle time!
Funniest crap I've ever seen.
Who saw that?
Colonel, he turns himself into a pickle. Funniest crap I've ever seen.
Rusty, did I show you? I did not. Somebody paid Master Chief's voice
I saw
actor.
that one.
Oh, I love it.
Someone put it in Halo 5. Like, there was like they took a cutscene and then they dubbed it over with the guy saying it. And it was great.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot is definitely good. Transformer's really good. Oh, Transformer I think is way better in terms of
More
cap.
than meets the eye.
Yes.
What are you whatting?
Yeah, you need to give a little more context in chat, especially when it's me and Rusty having a conversation, because we jump from topic to topic really quick.
Yeah, we're playing hopscotch over here with ideas. I said, yep, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Is his name Supper Tink or Super?
Sapper.
Sapper. Okay.
Supper? Super? Super Tink sounds like it would be a mini boss for sure.
Lappy Sappy. They say that, like, Lapis Lazuli is my favorite of the Crystal Gems. Oh, he said,
What did Master Chief's voice actor say?
he said the pickle
Cortana.
Rico.
Cortana, I've seen her turn myself into a pickle, if you could... I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like it's hilarious. Go, look it up, like Master Chief Pickle Rick.
I want
meme.
someone to play. I want someone to pay. What's his face? The guy who does the voice for Snake, David Hayter. I think that's his name. I want to see him do it because he has a cameo. You know, that's where you request the stuff.
Yeah.
He got. Someone paid him to say the whole thing about Vinny and Raiden. I don't want to detail it here. It's a little.
Yeah.
Let's just say that there are.
Yes, Rusty.
Pigs involved.
Go ahead. That doesn't clear anything up. If anything, it gives more. It poses more questions than it answers.
Then look it up. Look it up if you don't know.
Yeah, I highly encourage you dip out of this stream and look up the Master Chief Pickle Rick thing. It's so worth it. It's so
It's not
funny.
Bayonetta one. I think that one was my favorite.
I kid you not, John. He turns himself into a pickle.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's so great.
I love how the Pickle Rick meme is making a comeback.
But it's like making fun of the fact that it was funny.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my favorite part. Dude, Justin Roiland's been posting weird sketches on his.
You showed me. Dude, avoid them at all costs.
They are so strange. Like, obviously, if the guy made Rick and Morty, then they're going to be weird. But one of them is just like two dudes screaming "Give it away" over and over again. And I think he was listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Don't they all have like saggy boy boobs?
Yeah, you can tell exactly what motion is happening because of how he draws them jiggling.
I hate it.
It's kind of like, so it's kind of like Mr. Negative, except, like, I'm talking about the antagonists.
Yes.
Like how they imbue power onto others. I guess it's a lot like All for One too then, because you know, it's just like you can give powers or take them away from a person. Oh, I don't like the tiny head. That's a no-no.
Well, too bad.
Well, I'm sorry. He's about dead anyways.
He is dead because Mose is actually super good with explosive minigun rounds.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, it's super cool.
What is that? Was that him? Did he turn into rock?
He turned into iridium, which is an alien crystal element.
Oh.
It's very, very, very valuable.
Is there a dude on that couch?
Yeah, it's like a husk.
Oh. Oh!
Yeah, that's what happens when Tyrene leeches life from people.
That's terrifying.
I think it's really cool.
It makes me think of, not to keep on drawing comparisons to DMC5, but it makes me think of the, like, Tree of Might thing that Virgil plants.
Yep.
And it turns people into husks.
Something really funny I didn't hear until, like, my second playthrough of the game was Tyrene reveals that I'm gonna say this verbatim. I can't get properly laid because I keep leeching my partners to death. And I thought that was hilarious when I first heard it.
That's how they introduce Rogue in the X-Men movies.
Really?
Yeah, she is kissing up on this boy, and she starts to zap his life force, and he goes into, like, he has like a stroke or something. And so then she starts flipping out, and then she goes on the run. And then she winds up in a Canadian fight club and meets Wolverine. And then they both get recruited together. So the X-Men movies are great. Have you ever seen any of them?
I believe I've seen one, but I was too young to remember it.
I'm guessing that they're probably gonna put him on Disney Plus sometime because Disney ate Fox, and so I was gonna say you can also probably watch the Fantastic Four movies, but those aren't really worth watching. They're very dumb, and no one
Really,
grows as
Rusty?
a character throughout that.
Really, Rusty? What's so dumb about the Fantastic Four, the dumbest superhero team ever?
Well, listen, they have a spot in my heart. Okay, they sort of embody the dumb '60s silliness that is comics,
I can respect that.
and they try to take it seriously in the movie, and it does not work. Not at all. They give okay, so Doctor Doom's backstory is he's kind of like Doctor Strange a little bit. Like he was a big scientist, and he got a facial scar, and so he wanted to learn like how to mask that. So he made this magically sealed suit of armor that he wears all the time. And he's also the king of this country called Latveria, which he is not a completely unjust ruler. He's just a little authoritarian. Like he doesn't like commit genocides or anything against his people, but like he knows like magic and stuff, and he's also the idea of his character is he's like a balance between magic and science. And in the movie, they just said, oh yeah, he was there with the Fantastic Four whenever they got their powers, so I guess he can just kind of like has metal skin now and can make zap, ? They really do a bad job of outlining what his powers are in the movie. It's definitely not what he has in the comics, though. So, he just kind of like, his skin sort of gradually becomes metal, and he like puts his fingers to an electrical outlet and it zaps him. But he's really not big of a threat outside of the Fantastic Four. Like, he doesn't want to conquer the world or anything in the movie. And he just kind of, like, says, oh, yeah, you, Mr. Fantastic, you're my big rival. I'm gonna cool you down so you can't stretch or anything. And then they're just like, no, don't do that. He can't stretch or anything. That is the one thing he can do.
Okay, Pink, you need to give more context.
I'm more of a people person.
Just, yeah.
He's got dreads.
We don't have a whole lot of context. We don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
Anytime you make a cowboy character, I am immediately a fan.
Oh, yeah.
I love cowboys, especially in contexts where they typically do not belong.
This guy's, the movies suck.
Yeah. There was two in the same universe, and then a third one just so then they could keep the licensing rights. And that was Fan 4-Stick, and that was a nightmare.
It sounds terrible!
Yeah, they put the, so it's Fan, and then it's Fant, and then the second A is a 4, and then Stick.
Fan 4-Stick.
Yeah, Fan 4-Stick.
That sounds like the worst thing ever. Why wouldn't you just say Fantastic Four?
It's a nightmare. It's you know how I said that they took it a little bit too seriously?
Yes.
In the original movies. Imagine that, but like Batman vs Superman levels of serious.
No.
And then you have Fan 4-Stick, and it's so bad. It is abysmal.
I remember going to see Batman v Superman with, I think, I don't know. I completely forget who I went to see it with. I just remember that there was no winner. They were just like, okay, we gotta team up and Wonder Woman's here.
Remember whenever Lex Luthor feeds a man a freaking Jolly Rancher?
Okay, we have to team up and the Wonder Woman's here.
And Doomsday's here too all of a sudden for no reason.
God, that movie was bad.
Doomsday looks so gross in that movie.
DC makes some bad movies.
I don't know, they've been cleaning up their act recently. I really liked, I was gonna say I really liked Aquaman. That is not true. Aquaman was fine. I really liked Shazam. I really liked Wonder Woman. And I have hope for the new Batman movie coming out soon. And
Is
of course,
it a Batman movie?
Yeah, it's gonna have the dude from Twilight.
I don't care.
Patrick something or other. There's a Patrick in his name.
I don't care.
I don't know. I'll probably force you to go watch it.
Cool.
It's Batman.
Well, then we gotta go. I'm not gonna say that on stream. I can't.
Tell me later.
I will. I certainly will.
That's my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
Something about Batman.
I'm sorry. Whenever I think of Batman now, my first instinct is to think of this show on the DC streaming service about the Teen Titans. Well, I think it's just called Titans. But one of the trailers they put out for it, Robin just goes, F Batman. And it's like, what?
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that clip.
Oh, it's so dumb! It's like, and that's Dick Grayson. Like, not even a Robin that would have a problem with Batman. It is Dick Grayson, the first Robin, probably the one that's had the least trauma out of all of them. And he is the one who's like maintained loyalty to Batman all the time.
If it was Damian Wayne Robin, absolutely.
Yeah, or if it was like Jason Todd, you know, he grew up to become the Red Hood after he died. But,
Quote died.
Yeah. And we don't talk about Tim Drake because he's a loser.
What's wrong with Tim Drake?
He's a nerd. So, after Jason Todd died, because people... Okay, let me tell you this. After they introduced Jason Todd,
yep,
they were just like, DC put out a poll. You could call in and say whether you wanted him to die or not. And so, a lot of people called in enough to make him die. And so that's where he died. And then Batman was just kind of like,
the girl Starfire looks so bad. Why didn't they make her black?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They didn't even, like, I don't have a problem with her being a black actress as long as you, like, make her orange.
Yeah.
Because she's an alien.
It's not the problem that she was a different color. It's that she's not alien.
It's that she wasn't orange. She wasn't
not
an alien.
She wasn't Starfire.
Yeah. But, what was I talking about?
Her outfit, I don't remember I just remember her being a different race than she was in the regular Teen Titans.
For instance, Gamora is played by a black woman, but she's also green because she is an alien.
Yes.
You know? Or Drax, played by a white guy, played by Dave Bautista.
And then he's
painted
white. Like white.
But he's green in the movies.
Oh,
so
he is green.
Yeah, because it's Drax.
I haven't seen Guardians in a while.
It's your favorite of the movies.
Yeah, the Guardians movies are probably my favorite of the MCU.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Tim Drake and how I hate him.
Yeah. What's wrong with Tim Drake?
Tim Drake figures out who Batman and Robin are. He's just like, hey Batman, I know who you are. And Batman's just like, well, good thing Jason Todd just died. Looks like you're gonna be the new Robin. And then Tim Drake's shtick was that he was like the smartest of the Robins because he figured out who Batman and Robin are. And so like he is the least interesting to me. There is no possible way that I could give less of a crap about Tim Drake. I really like Damian.
I love Damian. I think
because
he's
that
my
dynamic
favorite.
of Batman's actual son being Robin and not an adopted one, and also that he was like raised by the League of Assassins. That's pretty cool.
I like him because he has sword.
He has sword, and that's why he has sword, because he was raised by the League of Assassins.
Yeah, he was
trained by Ra's al Ghul. He's probably the best fighter of the Robins. It's either him or I would argue probably Dick Grayson, just because he's been around so long. I really like Nightwing as a character.
Nightwing's fine.
I like Nightwing a lot. I don't know, if you like read more comics, then I think that you might have more respect for Nightwing.
I would really love to start reading more comic books and stuff.
The only thing is with comic books, it's always just like, as long as you're reading one storyline and it's the beginning of like an overarching thing, you should be fine. But as long as it isn't anything like a big crossover event, then or like a part of a series. I think that I can give you a good jumping off point to start with. New 52 Batman is a...
I don't want DC comics.
I was talking about Batman.
I don't want Batman.
Batman comics are good.
I want Spider-Man.
You want Spider-Man?
I want Spider-Man.
You can literally probably read just about any Spider-Man comic.
Okay.
Because his stuff... I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna complain for a second. A couple years back, they had a thing called All New, All Different Marvel, where they switched a lot of...
I'm always down to take a stop on my favorite comic books. Okay.
I actually, the last time...
I mean, the quarantine is active, but
yeah.
Afterwards.
Comic book shops aren't too... Oh yeah, I remember seeing a thing, comics aren't being, like, produced right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of lame.
Yeah, that's a little upsetting.
But, What was I talking about? Crap. I was explaining something about Spider-Man. Yep. Okay. There was a thing called All New, All Different Marvel, where it's basically they took a lot of characters and they were just like, okay, what if this one was like a girl now, like Thor? Thor became a woman, and it was a little bit of an ordeal until you realize, oh, okay, this is Jane Foster, Thor's like ex-girlfriend, and she became worthy, so that's fine. But one of the things.
No, hang on, what?
Thor's ex. Okay, so there was this event called Original Sin, where this dude called the Watcher died, and you find out that the Nick Fury that has been like. Okay, so I think it's important to specify white Nick Fury has been like classic Nick Fury. You find out that he is actually like a really old dude who's been monitoring threats from space, and he killed the Watcher because the Watcher like told him to stop doing something. So he killed the Watcher, and then a bunch of the heroes learned about stuff that they weren't supposed to know. Like, for instance, Bruce Banner learned that Tony Stark tampered with the gamma bomb that gave him his powers and like ruined his life. And one of the things that Thor learned was, I think Nick Fury basically whispered in his ear that one of his like hardest. So there was this guy called Gore the God Butcher.
Alright.
And his philosophy was that gods don't do anything for anyone and they're all selfish. So Thor was just like helping people out, and obviously because the guy's name is Gore the God Butcher, he's out to kill all the gods and basically stop their like tyranny or whatever. And so what Nick Fury says to Thor is that Gore was right. And so Thor drops his hammer on the moon and there it stays because he is no longer worthy. Because his doubts basically have all come to light, and he's basically like mentally out of it. And so I guess at some point Jane Foster makes her way to the moon, which by the way there is a part of the moon in Marvel Comics that has breathable oxygen.
No.
It's called the blue part of the moon, and that's where the Inhumans live.
You're messing with me, right?
I'm not.
Rusty.
Listen,
This sounds...
it's an old thing. Anyways, she finds out that she's worthy, yada yada yada. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Spider-Man thing finally. So one of the things that they decided to redo was they gave Spider-Man a multi-billion-dollar company.
That's not...
They turned him into Tony Stark.
That's not Spider-Man.
Yes, they turned him into Tony Stark, and it made me very angry. Because Spider-Man is supposed to be this street-level dude who is just like struggles to pay rent and also be a superhero.
He's supposed to be a financially struggling young man.
Yes, he's supposed to be relatable. You take that away whenever you make him a billionaire. You see, the part of Tony Stark that makes him relatable is not his billionaire status, it's his paranoia that something could go wrong at any moment. And I guess he kind of has a similar thing to Batman, but like, to a lesser extent. I don't really like it whenever people put Batman in that direction. Definitely feel like I've complained to you multiple times about whenever people make Batman too smart. Or different smart, I guess. And whenever they make him like have suits of armor and stuff, I think that's overstepping. Because Batman should be like a detective. And you kind of remove his special thing whenever you give him massive suits of armor and stuff like that. Because then he's just Iron Man but sad.
Iron Man, but sad.
Yeah. So it's Iron Man, but like lame. Because one thing that I always like about Tony Stark is that he's always got that charisma to him, and he's not afraid to make a joke at a villain's expense, and I think that's really great. And that's why I cried whenever he died in Endgame.
Spoilers!
That movie came out a year ago.
I know. I'm joking with you.
Iron Man, but sad. Yeah, that's what Batman is. Whenever you give him a big old mech suit and tell him to fight somebody.
Okay, but who would win in a fight? Iron Man or Batman?
Probably Batman. Because you have to think about what he has to fight on the day-to-day. He probably has something that could like short-circuit Iron Man's suit.
Fair enough.
And then it's just fisticuffs. And you know Stark can't win.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's if you Alan's good old adage, but they're naked. Who would win in a fight? I think one of his. He always likes to add like a ridiculous amount of Gokus versus a character, but they're naked.
Who would win?
Even though Goku's clothes have no effect on his power.
Who would win, 50 Gokus or a million Narutos, but they're all naked, except for one Naruto.
Except for one Naruto, he's got clothes. I don't know. I don't know anything about Naruto. I'm gonna say Naruto just because there's a million of them. There's only 50 Gokus.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been...
Actually, they could all go Ultra Instinct and just destroy Naruto. Ultra Instinct is broken.
All right,
The
season
dumbest power
season
up.
1 Goku versus like mid-series Naruto.
But would he have enough things to short circuit all of the suits Stark can call? It depends on, I guess, the circumstance. If you're saying Stark has one suit and he's like at a remote location or something, then obviously Batman's going to win. But if he has like Extremis or something, he can just summon another armor to him. Then I think Batman might run out of gadgets eventually, and then he could definitely tank a few hits from Iron Man, but he's going down.
I would love to assemble a collection of like... I think some of my favorite superheroes are definitely Spider-Man and Iron Man.
Yeah. I've always been a really big fan of Captain America because, you know, I always really like the symbol of peace, sort of hopeful character, like Superman, All Might, Captain America.
I gotta start looking online for like collections of Iron Man and Spider-Man comic books.
There's definitely a lot of those.
Oh yeah.
For sure, especially Spider-Man. There's so many different omnibuses. For your information, an omnibus is just like a large collection of comic stories.
Oh, garbage. I fell.
I like how your response was, you're just all garbage. It's not all poop or fooey. Have you ever heard anyone say fooey?
I have never heard anyone genuinely say fooey. Did I tell you, I was working at the IGA. I was working at a little grocery store, for those who don't know. And this guy in the next aisle, he drops a can, and he says, "Dag nabbit."
This man unironically says dag nabbit.
He unironically exclaims, "Dag nabbit."
Nabbit! Looks like I'm gonna have to get a new can of beans for the prospectors.
Oh, Jesus.
You cannot say dag nabbit and not be like an old
miner.
Wild West, prospector.
Yeah, like during the gold rush.
I'm gonna find some new sticks of dynamite, it seems. Dag nabbit. I love that so much. Dude's shooting at you, by the way.
It's fine.
Did you just sit on this for a while?
Yeah. I'm going over there.
What that old turd didn't get is that these days...
Troy's got like a Joker smile.
Kind of.
See, I was watching something, and I thought a character had a Joker smile, and I cannot remember what. It's gonna bother me now. Fort Sunshine. What about Fortnite? I hit the dab, by the way. And so Gavin he seems to be appalled.
Thank you. Next.
Words cannot describe the disgust I see on his face.
A little bit of it might be the handful of Sour Patch Kids I threw into my mouth.
Oh yeah. So it's just like a flavor enhancer.
Yeah, I love the sweetness of Sour Patch Kids, but I'm still getting used to the sour, even though there's not a whole lot.
You know what they say? Sour, sweet, gone. Reduced to atoms. That's still relevant. Are any... Oh, okay, let's take a second to talk about how fast memes go by. Okay, so the Yankee with no brim, I laughed at that once, and then never again. Like...
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Yankee with no brim? It's a dude who's wearing, like, a baseball cap, but there's no brim on it. And it does a 360 view around him to show that there is no brim. And I don't find it funny.
I don't think I would ever find that funny.
I laughed once because the dude's reaction to it is like, "Oh, bro, dude, this guy's got no brim!"
Okay.
It's just
all right,
that
yeah.
once. That one time, and then it's just like, okay.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah. I think that memes are just, like, too simple.
Well, they are replaced, like, if not monthly, bi-weekly.
It's crazy how fast it's just, like, it's society has, like, ADHD.
We talked about this on one of the first podcasts, didn't we? How everyone's
I think so.
like...
Yeah,
Like,
the kids ain't right.
everything, like all the movies they watch are like so high energy and fast and loud that like it
Or
just
TikTok is just like a center for like constant stimulus, very fast feedback.
Yeah.
There's no. That's one of the One of the big reasons I hate TikTok is because one, it's full of tumors, and then the other one is just that it's feeding this like loop that society seems to be driven on, where it's just constant, saturated, quick entertainment, and you just get that dopamine hit and then move on. I think that that is a big problem.
yeah, I'm not about that life.
No, like. I mean, like, I can understand, like, binge watching a show or something, but,
Yeah.
like, spending a solid, like, 2 hours, like, my mom will spend 2 hours looking through TikToks. I'm like, Mom, what do you find in this?
They're all the same joke over and over
Anytime,
and over.
or, like, if I'm scrolling through Instagram or something and I find myself just mindlessly scrolling, I'll be like, okay, I need to put this down.
TikTok isn't terrible.
It is terrible.
I think Rusty's explaining it better than I ever could. I would just say it's dumb and mindless, but Rusty's kind of giving it like a reason.
Yeah, I like to, if I have an opinion on something, I like to put my reason behind it, because if I heard someone say, oh, blank is dumb, or I really like blank, I would like to hear the reasoning behind it.
Yeah. Like, Zach used to say, I think the Smash Bros. DLC characters are cheap. And I'm like, well, why? And he's like, well, they just are. I'm like, well, then your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to support your opinion with evidence for me to respect it. That's not to say that you can't enjoy TikTok, though.
Yeah, you
You
can
can still enjoy TikTok. I'm just saying that I think it is
to the common non-TikTok user, to people who don't use it regularly.
It just seems obnoxious to me.
It's just all I see in it is the same 4 jokes repeatedly. If you wanna hear the same 4 jokes, watch Family Guy.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like different issue entirely, shows that stay around too long.
Yes.
I was happy whenever.
It is good in moderation. Well, everything's good in moderation.
I'll take your word for it.
Everything's fine in moderation.
I'll take your word for it. Personally, I have no interest in looking at TikTok like ever. I've only ever seen like mom jokes on it. But I have a big problem with shows that stay around too long. If I have 5 minutes or I'm bored, it's something good to go to. Like, sure, you can use it however you want. But like, I guess that would be kind of comparable to me going on Instagram whenever I'm bored, which is, you know, it's what I do. Look at some memes or something and close and watch YouTube.
Whenever I'm bored, I play a different game. I cycle between Borderlands 3, Mortal Kombat 11, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I can agree to disagree. We're not.
Yeah, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying that we differ in opinion.
Yeah, we're not thrashing your opinion or anything. We're just saying that we think TikTok is the 8th sin. No, maybe not that far.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just people who tend to enjoy it tend to be obnoxious. A lot of people I see videos of people and they're just like, this chick recording TikToks in front of my car, which I think is really funny. Okay.
I think. Crap! I just had something in my head. I had like the whole sentence formulated.
Yeah, that sucks. Whenever you just lose an idea. But while you put that together, I will continue talking about shows that overstay their welcome. Like,
I feel like The Simpsons is a way too easy go-to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. I was going to say the go-to example is The Simpsons, but I was going to talk about Family Guy.
Family Guy has been around way too long as well.
Yes, because obviously a person only has so much creativity in them, and then it stops being their thing and starts being what they think people want to see. And I think that's whenever a show begins to die.
For those of you questioning why I just sat here for a few minutes is so that I could get the correct prompt so I didn't have to go back and then back in here. So, no, I do agree. If characters are put into too many situations,
Then it stops being interesting.
Yeah.
Or you're bound to repeat yourself. which both can happen at the same time.
Yeah, I think Futurama hit an excellent balance.
I think that I would argue that Gravity Falls too was a show that knew when to end.
Yep.
And whenever I write something, like with our superhero thing, I know that it's going to end at some time. Because, you know, I would hate for something that would, for me to be in something creatively that would just make me want to stop writing it.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, of course I'm just basically at the dawn of storytelling. So, you know, I'm gonna keep on writing. But I really like it whenever a show does not overstay its welcome. Whenever a show realizes we're probably not going to get better than this, let's end. Let's end on a high note. You know, I respect that because it shows me that the creators aren't driven by greed.
Okay.
They're driven by like they're driven by their own creative drive.
Let me ask you like this is a little bit of a tricky question that I just thought of.
Okay.
Would you say South Park has overstayed its welcome?
I would not. I don't think so.
I think South Park has not, because
it keeps on finding new, because the writers are nuanced. They know how to tackle new situations.
They're very satirical about modern news and
a big part of South Park has always been making fun of what's topical.
Yes.
And so because new things keep becoming topical now more than ever, I would argue actually, it seems to be like that they would almost like never run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Like you can always. I would argue that regardless of what season of South Park you're watching, you can always find a really good episode in each season.
I really do like how the more recent seasons are like they're all very connected. Like one event clearly leads into the next.
I've always kind of been more of a fan of like the regular show or Adventure Time type storytelling, where it's a bunch of events that happen, and then every once in a while you have connecting events, and then every once in a while you have references to other things that have happened previously.
I find South Park absolutely magical.
Yeah, it is truly inspiring that this show has been on for like 2 decades, and they are still pumping out new stuff. That is great. I don't think it's been on for 2 decades. Maybe less than that. What, are you gonna look it up?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna take a pause and I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
South Park. 22 seasons. It first aired in 97.
97. Okay, so it's been
23 years.
23 years.
Roughly. It aired in August of 97.
So it's basically 23 years.
Yeah. We'll just round.
That the idea that I think it's also because it's all written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. So it's like the same creative team behind everything. I think the Venture Brothers is like a similar thing. I think the Venture Brothers is over now, but it's sort of whenever you have something that's under the same creative team that started it, I feel like that is a better thing than having new people, because then you can change the idea of the show whenever you invite new different people.
Yeah.
But new different people can also provide an interesting or different take on the show. So I think it's your mileage may vary. I like this. This is nice. Conversing.
We're also not even close to done. We're probably like halfway through Eden 6, so we got.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I want to get a slice of pizza, but I'll wait until this is over.
No, you can go ahead, dude.
I don't want to be one of those obnoxious fellows.
No, man, go ahead. Just leave a slice or two for me.
You want a can of soda?
Yeah, give me a voltage. Mix it up a little.
There you go. Looks like there are 5 slices. I will take 2.
You want a Lady and the Tramp, that last one?
I don't know about Lady and the Tramp. I'm definitely up for splitting it.
Yeah, Lady and the Tramp. I don't know if they could hear you over there about the pizza. Whatever, it's not important. Does not persist.
I really like the idea. It just sounds like you're talking to yourself. Oh crap! I left my can back there.
Oh, you gotta go retrieve it.
Rescue mission. Oh, I almost got a thigh cramp. That would have sucked.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you ever wake up in the middle of the night to like a Charlie horse?
No. Well, I haven't in a long, long, long time.
But that is the worst thing to wake up to, I think. Just like you move your leg in your sleep and then your thigh tightens up and you're like, oh no! Oh no!
I've never woken up to that, but I've put myself in that position. Like, when I sit in the chair that you're sitting in currently, I usually like put my right leg under my left with my foot like in my knee, and eventually my leg will get tired and I'll pull it out at like a certain angle and I'll get it like in the back of one of my knees. And it's terrible.
I remember distinctly. I was in my basement watching Daredevil once, and I was binge watching. So I went to stretch my legs. And I stretched out my toe.
Yeah.
I felt my like calf tighten up, and I was like, "Oh no!" God, cramps are the worst.
Yeah, they suck.
I hate cramps.
You like that?
He flail.
Alright, this is gonna take a second. I'm gonna take the charger out of my motion controller and put it in the other one.
Oh yeah! I forgot those were charging.
I would love to play some more Super Hot too. Would you guys be down for a Super Hot stream eventually? Not tonight, but some other time?
Yeah, that might be a little much.
Navigated.
Navigated!
Stop. This is why we can't have nice things.
Hey, sisters.
Shut up.
Baylix.
I don't like
What
you.
kind of a name is that?
I want you dead.
That's great.
Alright, my old man Jacob couldn't decide whether he wanted to call me Barry or Alex, so he ended up calling me Baylix. I know it's not the coolest origin.
Okay.
Nah.
This is
Ow!
epic.
I bit my lip. Yeah, it is epic. But,
What's epic?
pizza.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. If you have not tried this, please do. It is sausage, onion, and pepper. And it is great.
Obviously,
and
there's
also
there's
pepperoni.
pepperoni too, but that's like a stock
Yeah.
topping. Do you think it'd be too much to throw bacon into that mix?
No, not at all.
We gotta try that next time then too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously the onion's gonna make you stink, but oh my goodness.
Totally worth it,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Definitely. For sure. Rusty, what would you say the worst topping to put on pizza is?
Obvious answer is pineapple.
I feel no, change your answer. That's too easy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Personally, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms.
I feel like mushrooms is a good least favorite to have.
I will eat them, but only with other stuff.
I don't mind the taste of the mushrooms. It's just the
It's the
texture.
texture,
The
yes.
texture that gets me.
I'm a texture guy.
Now, if this is a question that Hutz has been asked on stream, or he asked his chat. If you could make any kind of pizza, like you can get super crazy with it, what would you do? Somebody in chat said like get a crust that's kind of like a bagel or a biscuit or something, and put like some scrambled egg on there and some like bits of bacon and maybe some syrup.
I think that school breakfast has traumatized me whenever it comes to lunch pizzas.
Really?
Or breakfast pizzas. Well, they're not terrible.
Oh,
it's just
oh,
that they're
there's-
just cheap schlock.
They're super greasy. Remember the one time there was like the chunk on the table? And
Yeah, I flicked it and it stuck to the wall. that was crazy.
Oh, dude, the school lunches are so. Hey, what kind of pizza? Before we move on, if you could get like super crazy with a pizza, what kind of toppings what kind of stuff would you make it out of?
I've always wanted to try anchovies.
I don't know.
I don't know if I would. That's not going on my dream pizza. It's just a remark.
Okay.
I would put. I would have the sausage, the onion, the pepperoni. Probably throw in some jalapeno. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be good.
I like olives.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what else.
No,
I think that's
Rusty,
it.
no, get crazy with it.
Get crazy
get
with it?
different. Like not a pizza, but like something similar to a pizza.
I want a big chocolate dough as the bottom, and then you put frosting on top, and you put another big chocolate dough on top. You have a big old Oreo pizza.
Actually,
That would be great. Dude, I would get diabetes from that. But I would love it every step of the way.
what about? Doesn't like cheeseburger pizza already exist?
Yeah.
I would like to try some of that.
I think Cece's has it.
Have I ever told you about a cheeseburger quesadilla at Applebee's?
I think you might have.
Dude, I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. It's so
I remember
delicious.
Mike's told us about a panini somewhere.
Yes,
Where
he
was it?
did. I have no clue.
Was it Chili's?
I have no idea. Just the panini part sounded familiar.
He was talking about paninis. I can't remember what.
We're bad friends.
No, he mentioned this like 2 months ago.
I think a little bit more than that.
So I think I'm well within my rights. But I am within my jurisdiction of freedom. That's allowed. It's a cold case now. I'm done with the crime stuff. But yeah, I can't remember.
Spider Cop. Okay, no.
I love that. Oh my god, I cannot wait for the sequel to that game.
I would love it if it was a launch title, or at least within the first year of the PS5's lifespan.
I'm gonna bet probably that in God of War 5.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. I don't think they're gonna call it 5. They'd probably just call it God of War with a different subtitle.
Yeah, like Doom.
God of War Doom.
No.
God of War. Or
It's
Doom Eternal.
Kratos meets the Doomslayer, and then they
Who would win in a fight?
probably Kratos. He's has strength feats, and like he's basically outclasses the Doomslayer in every way. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a character outside of like people who can warp matter or reality who can beat Kratos. Just because he's been around for so long and he's done so much crazy stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
I'll tell you what though, Spider-Man PS4 has given me some of my favorite boss fights.
I really hated the Scorpion Vulture fight. Or the Rhino Vulture.
Oh yes, because it took it's Rhino and Scorpion. Because
Rhino and
you
Scorpion.
keep on having to strategically place Rhino so you can drop a shipping container on him so you can actually hit him, and Scorpion keeps on flying around shooting stuff at you. One of my favorite fights.
I hated it.
Electro Vulture.
That was a pretty good one.
That one was pretty fun. Also, the whole bit on the raft was really cool.
Yes.
There wasn't a boss fight there, but was there?
No.
I remember chasing Electro throughout.
Yes, you chase him throughout it, but there's no boss
Shocker was
fight.
also really fun.
Yes.
In the bank, where you can throw the
It
debris and
was
stuff.
fine. There were certainly some unique boss fights.
I think it's monotonous chasing through the city though, because like basically, I have the same problem with the carjacking crimes.
Yes.
Where they'll just turn and then you will be like, oh okay, I guess I missed that one, because you have no indication of when they're going to turn. It's just they turn and you have to be able to keep up with it, and I think that's a little bit annoying. But or whenever you whenever it's the stop car animation, whenever you jump in. You kick the guy out, and then you have to catch the car.
Yes.
That is my least favorite one, because you literally have to start mashing before the animation starts.
But you don't know what it is until the car is already on you.
You don't know what it is until you don't know what it is until you've taken out the driver, and then you have 3 seconds at the most to react to the situation. Luckily, I played.
Not to react and fill the gauge from mashing.
Yes, but I was playing last night, and I got really lucky because a lot of them were just the using the webbing to stop.
Yeah.
And so that was great. Spider-Man is like my de-stress game. If I'm feeling like stressed or something, I'll play Spider-Man and I'll listen to music. I'll be a happy boy. Whenever I feel stressed or something, I'll write or draw. It'll help me get my mind off of whatever it is. Being creative is a really fun way of getting past stuff like that.
Dude, I'm really tired.
It's only 8:30.
It is only 8:30, but I've been very busy.
Oh, I
the
guess
last few
we still
days.
do have our bongs.
We do have
Big
bongs.
bong attack.
Please don't say we have bongs on
Okay.
my stream.
Well, that's an A pronounced weird, sir. Just to clarify. He teleported back in.
Yeah,
Is that a monkey with a gun?
yeah.
That looks like a big old baboon man. What is Balix? Or Balix?
Balex, it's Balex.
Balix.
He is a navigator AI, but his ex-girlfriend put him in a teddy bear.
His ex-girlfriend?
The combat AI of this ship.
Oh, okay. Because I guess... You know what? I'm not even gonna question it.
Yeah.
This game seems like the type of game that would do that.
It's best not to.
I feel like it really makes me happy whenever I see people doing weird stuff that is still popular, because
Yeah.
it makes me feel like I can do whatever I want whenever I'm writing. Because, you know, I'm a big fan of comics, and so whenever I write, I like to incorporate a lot of sort of weird or silly things that are in the comics. Like, I created a villain, his name is, I think is Remix, and he's like, he's dressed like a Fred Durst type guy. And he carries a boombox around.
Why?
He's got like shutter shades because I love that. I love being able to laugh at something and not being so serious all the time. But I guess the problem is that like you have to strike the balance, and I don't really know how to do that. So
You just make some stuff serious,
yeah, I just make some
of it
stuff
silly.
Yeah, and so and then just hope that it works. Those are some legs on that mech. That is whack. So, what is this thing?
This is a Malawan mech, and we made the bear to win. Yes.
He's... That's wonderful.
I suppose. That's one word for it.
It's great. It's great. You can't argue. That's awesome.
I actually do think we're almost done with this planet, actually.
Rats.
Yeah, we have
rats.
we have one boss fight. Is that Trevenator? Kill-o-the-Wisp.
Excuse me.
We have one boss fight in just a minute here.
What is the boss?
It is Genevieve, the combat AI of this ship. She also put herself into a Malawan battle mech.
Oh, neat.
Which I am going to cheat a little bit and use this gun, which is corrosive, and she is made of metal, and corrosion is strong as metal. Oh, Maxitrillion, you've been spawning a lot lately. He's a really rare, unique enemy, but sure. He does have some specific legendary drops. I don't remember what they are, but oh well. He's very cool. No legendary this time.
That's a little stinky.
Eh.
I guess you don't really need one though.
Yeah,
because there's all those
I've got
little
plenty.
tanks around.
But this SMG does corrosion damage, and it is a reference to one of Maya's skills in Borderlands 2, where when she deals damage, there would be like a cloud of elemental damage of whatever gun she had or something like that. So this has a gun of lingering corrosion damage, which is really, really, really good against this boss.
Is that one with wings?
Yes.
Yes. I love mechs with wings. Seems to have a big old complicated gizmo in her arm.
That's called a gun.
That's a gun?
That is a gun, yes.
What? That's whack. I've started using fire unironically, and I kind of hate myself for it.
What, like that's fire?
Yeah.
Did I tell you how one of the kids in college math was saying, like, you know how people would say that slaps? He would say that slaps the crap out of me. And I'm like, oh my god, that's freaking hilarious.
Dude, that totally, like, stomped on my toes. That was pretty cool.
I am down, and there does not look like any way that I'm getting back up right now.
You know what my least favorite thing in games is? Whenever there's a multi-stage boss and you die during like the second or third stage, and then you have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
That is just a pain in my everything. It makes me want to put down the game and not play again. Luckily, I don't think I've played a game that works like that. No. Even God of War has had that mercy with me. Like whenever you're fighting the Valkyrie, which are all serious pains.
I would
They
like to
have-
do God of War.
It is a very, very enjoyable game. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's one of the few games. Typically, I prefer like fighting games, but if a game has a character I care about or has a story I care about, then I'm more likely to get it. God of War was one of the few exceptions where it was a story that I care about, and because it's sort of an overplayed type thing where it's the angry character is all calmed down after his years, but he's still ready to go on like a last hurrah with a protege, which is
His son.
yeah, which is his son in this one, and so it lets for a very nice father-son dynamic. And by the end of the game, they literally work so well with each other. It is incredible. The final boss fight in God of War is probably my favorite boss fight I've ever done.
Really?
It is. The scope of it is huge.
Okay, Rusty, let me ask you one thing.
Yeah,
Are you able to New Game Plus?
you are.
Confirmed I'm eventually getting this game. I think it's like $20 on the store, not even on sale.
Yeah, it's been out for like a couple of years now. I got it, I think, last year. I remember getting it before school ended last year, so I've had it for probably about a year now. But I played it, and I played it all the way through, and I need to try it to do a 100% run sometime. But I'm the kind of person who, once I play a game, I don't really like to replay it, or if I watch a show, I don't like to rewatch it. I do like to rewatch movies though, because it's a little bit less of a time investment. It's just like 2 hours in and out, done.
Well, Rusty, if you don't like to replay games, then this is not the game for you.
Yeah, I've pieced that together. I like observing. I like watching this game be played. Or it's like the Binding of Isaac or like Gungeon, where it's like, it's not really my type of game,
Yeah.
but I like watching people play it.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Because, it's not really what I do. But watching people play it and do stuff is cool. I think that's a thing that people don't really understand about like our generation. Why would you watch someone play a video game? Because I wouldn't really want to play the game myself.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like you are obviously a fighting game player.
Yeah, I really like the fighting games because it's just like quick in and out, and then you're done.
Yeah.
You have entertainment for as long as you need entertainment. Whereas in a game like Skyrim, it's just kind of like you keep on doing stuff.
You gotta like commit.
Yeah, and it's just like that's not really what I want in a game. That's another reason why I like games like Just Cause or like Grand Theft Auto.
Because there is a
certain point.
story mode and
There is optional story, but you can still
off.
you can still mess around in the open world, and especially like Just Cause because it gives you so many. It's basically geared towards people who like to do that. It gives you so many tools to just blow stuff up and have fun and get around the world in different ways. That I think that the first time I listened to social cues was while I was playing Just Cause 4. I decided that I would drive across the map. And so I put in my earbuds, I put on the album, and I drove across. I think I got through like 3/4 of the map before the album was done, through different means, not just through car, obviously. That would probably take a long time. But, like, through plane or wingsuit. I really like those games. But, I think that if it weren't for... I think they kind of lost their magic a little bit to me, because in Just Cause 2, basically all you had was a grappling hook, parachute, and some guns, and I think you had a grenade. You didn't have any plantable explosives, which is one thing I miss that was in 3, not in 4.
What?
Yeah, you can't plant explosives, which is kind of dumb. And they remapped the controls and stuff. Pretty sure it's all still in the same engine though, so it's a little weird. But I think my favorite was Just Cause 2 because I played that game so much, and I I would almost argue that in 3 and 4, they give you too many tools to just be able to go around and do whatever you want.
Alright, hang on, Rusty. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You're talking about playing the crap out of just cuz.
Mm-hmm.
That nonsense. Bring the keeper.
I usually have a problem where I play, like, somebody lends me a game. Like with 76, my cousin got 76 for Christmas, and she genuinely enjoys it. That's fine. She came over and I played it on my PlayStation for a couple hours. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. So I bought it, like, on the PlayStation Store, and I downloaded it overnight. And the next day, I played it for like a week straight, in like 2-hour bursts. And I still feel like I did not get my money's worth. So what I want to ask you is, how long do you think you have to play a game to get your $60 worth out of it?
I don't think it depends on time. I think it depends on quality. But of course, time also has a factor in that. I think I would be ignorant to say that it doesn't. I feel like after a certain amount of time, probably, I don't know what an hour value would be. I think it's just about how much time you have had having fun within the time you have played the game. How much you've enjoyed the experience. I think that's really what dictates whether I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of a game.
I've definitely gotten my money out of Borderlands. I have like 250 hours on this one alone.
Yeah. Like, for instance, I bought Dragon Ball FighterZ because I saw... by the time I had gotten the game, I think it was right around my birthday, so a few months ago. Wow, it would be like 6 months ago now, just about. But whenever I got the game, it had already been out for a couple years, and there was already a good chunk of DLC out and stuff. So I got the game. I just got it standard edition. Eventually, I did end up getting some DLC characters though, and I got it. I was able to enjoy it. I still play it a lot. Probably play it a couple times a week, couple hours. Put on some like Rage Against the Machine or some Slipknot, and I'll just play the game. Really find playing heavy metal helps me enjoy fighting games more, because it's about that rush for me. But for games like to be honest, I'm not really sure why I keep on going back to Spider-Man. Maybe there's just something therapeutic about swinging through the city and just, like, being Spider-Man. There's just something cool about that.
I feel like I got my money's worth out of Spider-Man because
for sure, yeah. The story. Oh my god. Okay, DLC not great. I do not feel like I got my money's worth with the DLC.
The DLC, I can agree. I feel like I still got my money's worth, but that's just for the cosmetics. I love customization.
Me too. Like, even if you cannot, like, I'm a big fan of games where if you cannot create your own thing, then there are plenty of different things that are like presets that you can pick.
Yep.
Like, Spider-Man does that really well. I think there's like 45 suits, roughly? Something like that. And,
I feel like there's at least 1 or 2 for everyone.
Yeah. For instance...
No. There's at least 2, because you cannot hate the underwear suit.
You cannot hate the underwear suit, which is one of my favorite suits in any game ever. And I think that then, again, Spider-Man is a very good representation of what I was talking about earlier, a balance between silliness and being serious. Like, in this game, there is a power that lets you make jokes at your enemy's expense. And also, that scene with Octopus at the end of the game, or it's just, there's so much stuff there, and you're like, dude, you really feel that, because they do, this game, Spider-Man PS4 does a really good job of building character, and, you know, there's always that pretense of, you know who Spider-Man is, and you have a feel for who he is. But then again, there's also like a small bit of nuance in the characters that they introduce.
What I really love about Spider-Man PS4 is like how Dr. Octavius started as a regular doctor in like even early in the game.
They allude to like his nerve damage and stuff early on.
Even early in the game, I was like, oh no, this isn't. He's gonna become Doc Ock.
You don't get the yeah, because you know Otto Octavius as Dr. Octopus going in. And so you're kind of expecting it, but the way that they're able, it's just, they know that, and so they make it so that you don't want it to happen.
Alright, Rusty, I gotta be honest, this is like one of my least favorite parts of the game because it drags on forever. So I'm just gonna make Eden 6 2 parts and end the stream here if that's fine.
Okay.
Because we've been on for 2 hours, I believe. And I do not want to go on for another because Eden 6 is one of my least favorite parts of the game.
Okay, I'm fine. I think we've gotten a good conversation through.
So, thank you guys for coming out. And oh my flipping heck. I got one Sour Patch Kid with a lot of sour.
That was a lemon one too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the worst.
Thank you guys for coming out and watching. Thanks for any likes and subscriptions I might have missed. I will see you guys next time in the next few days. I'm not entirely sure.
Peace.